Welcome, everybody. Today, I am talking to Christy Butler, our Strong Minds Healthy Athletes Director. Not only is she our Healthy Athletes Director in Strong Minds, she works for the Mobile Outreach Safety Team, which is called MOST for the Reno Police Department, and she's the supervisor for them. She has her own private practice that she does on the side, and we want to thank her for being here and being able to talk to us today. So, hey, Christy, how's it going?
That's great. Thank you, Harry.
So, during this quarantine or isolation that everybody is doing, we tend to kind of get antsy and we might start feeling down on ourselves. What are some things that you would suggest for everybody out there to do to kind of keep their mental wellness like positive?
Okay. So one of the most important things, is you want to continue your structure of your day. So if you're working from home, if you're not going to school, you still get up about the same time that you would normally go to work or go to school, right? Take your shower, eat your breakfast, get dressed. You want to have your routine like you normally have your routine. So that's really important. It's letting your body know, okay, we're not just going to lay around all day in our jammies. You know, the little memes going around about change your daytime jammies to dinner or dinner time jammies or going to bed jammies, right? You want to still have your routine for the day. So things change up a little bit. Your routine's going to change a little bit, and that's okay. And it's okay to take that time to find out what the new routine is going to be, but to pretty much try and follow that routine as much as possible.
What is an example of a like a breathing exercise that somebody might want to try at home to help them relax?
Sure. Okay. So one of the good ones, and depending on your lung capacity, okay, so you can do 3 5s. So you're going to inhale for 5 seconds, okay, kind of hold your breath for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds. Okay. So some people can do 5 seconds and then they don't want to hold for another 5 seconds. So you can do 5 3 5. If you can do it longer, 10 5 10. So it's to your ability. Okay. And you want to do that just a few times. You want to do it a bunch because you don't want to become lightheaded. But just trying to think and concentrate and remember to breathe from deep down in your stomach. Lots of times we shallow breathe, which doesn't do us really well. So it's being able to breathe deeply. So getting all that air in, holding it in for just a little bit, and then exhaling it.
What is, we throw out their emotional wellness and all of that. What is the definition of emotional wellness, and how do people strive to be positive, I guess?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the first thing about emotional wellness is kind of taking it minute by minute, day by day, and understanding it is what it is. Lots of times when we get angry and we're frustrated, right? I think of athletes who they get upset if they lose, right? Okay, well, that's frustrating. And you can be sad and you can be angry and you can be upset. But lots of people tell them, no, you can't get upset if you've lost, right? And then we are trying to tell ourselves to ignore what we're feeling. So when you have emotional wellness, it's recognizing and owning what you are actually feeling at the time. Okay. So if I'm angry right now, but I try and act like I'm not angry, and somebody's telling me, well, you shouldn't be angry for that, that's not emotional wellness because I'm trying to ignore why I'm angry. And it's okay. It's okay to feel angry. I'm very competitive. I get mad too when I don't win things, right? So I recognize that and I own it, but that doesn't mean that I can be mean to anybody or be upset with anybody, but recognize my own feelings, okay? But be proud of what I've done. I did the best that I could, so yep, I'm mad right now. I'm super mad and this is why I'm mad. But you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm going to do my best again next time, and maybe next time I'll get that medal.
How did you hear about our Healthy Athletes program?
So we're working with the Reno Police Department. There's a lot of officers there that are engaged with Special Olympics. So they started asking me to go, and I think I started out with bowling years ago. So very competitive. A lot of the athletes just smoked me. It was just, I mean, they destroyed me. So it was a lot of fun. And then I think it was probably a couple years in going to some of the events that one of the officers had mentioned the healthy athletes, that they were looking for somebody, and said that I should contact Special Olympics and see what I can do. And so I did, and you guys snagged me up in a heartbeat and sent me to Florida and got me trained.
Can you describe the training that you went through to become a clinical director and what qualified you for that?
hmm So they were looking for somebody who's already been licensed with mental health, which I am. I'm dually licensed in addictions and mental health. When I got sent to Florida, it was amazing. I believe it was 3 days. It was a 3 day, pretty intensive training. It was basically from how to start the program from scratch, with all the support that Special Olympics gives their clinical directors. And that's basically what we did. We were at the Wide World of Sports there in Florida. Um, and we started the program from beginning to end with classes in between. And then on the very last day, we got to see how Healthy Athletes was run. And it was just absolutely amazing. So we all got to change different roles and experience what each other does within the program, and got to see it from start to finish, so that when I came back here to Reno, that I would understand, what my role is, and how to do Strong Minds without any support. And of course, the support is there if I need it.
What's unique about the Strong Minds screening for healthy athletes?
Well, it's all about those coping skills. So what I like about the screening is that when the athletes come in, we're able to engage with them and ask them, what are they doing now? What is it that's stressful for them? Talking on the phone, going to the doctor, going to school, getting into an argument with a friend or family member. So if we have that in advance and we know some of the things that they're struggling with, then that's what we gear our sessions for in there, is to some of the stuff that they are struggling with. So when that little sheet goes around, that to each station, the volunteers can look at that and say, oh, okay, so you have problems talking to people on phones. So how can we address that? How can we make that easier for you? You have a problem when you go to the dentist, which, hey, that's me too. I don't like going to the dentist either, right? So what are some of the things that we can do to help make having to go to the dentist or talk on the phone to somebody or get into an argument with your friends, make it easier? So that's what we try and share, are those coping skills, the deep breathing, right? The little stress balls, to squeeze the stress balls, things like that you can utilize when you're kind of nervous or stressed or anxious about doing those certain things in your life that we have to do.
What would you say to a parent and an athlete who may be hesitant to go through the screenings? What would you say to encourage them to go through the screening, not just the Strong Mind screening, but
Mhm.
all the other ones that we have to offer?
Well, I think if you look at the intent behind it, right? The intent behind why we're doing this is to help the athletes and the family. So there are going to be some events during Healthy Athletes that maybe the athlete or the family does not want to engage in, and that's completely fine. But just think of all the other ones and all the other possibilities that are there that you can benefit from.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm going to tout mine, of course, Strong Minds. You're walking away with these things that you can take home, these tangible things, a stress ball, a little pinwheel to help with breathing, a band sometimes for helping to stretch. I mean, these are wonderful things that can be utilized not only just for the athlete, but the family as well, during stressful situations.
What would you say to encourage to somebody who might be thinking about being a clinical director?
Being a clinical director is one of the most rewarding things that I have ever done. So being able to engage with the athletes, I mean, the unconditional love that they have for you and what you're doing is just, it's absolutely amazing. So I know one of the things, like when I first started, is that fear of the unknown. What are they expecting of me? How much time is this going to take? And yes, it can be time consuming, but really not that much. You guys do everything for us. You support us, you bring us all the supplies, we let you know what we need, and you guys are there for us. So, like I said, it's one of the most rewarding experiences that I've had in my life, working with the athletes and their families. And I think that having other clinical directors to be able to bounce things off of. So if somebody was coming in, I would definitely offer them my number, my email, whatever it is, to explain to them what it is that they're doing, and that it's not this commitment of daily, weekly that a lot of people think, you know, is needed in this busy time. We're all busy, we're all doing things, but it is so worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
Do you have a favorite memory or memories of any from any of the events that you've done? Has anything stood out to you?
Oh, there's so many. You know, we have this station. Actually, I have one that's hanging up on my refrigerator at home. So we have the station where it's basically kind of like an art thing where the athletes can create their own picture or words that empower them. Right? Who's important to them? Who helps support them? So I literally have one that I have up on my refrigerator at home that I just absolutely love.
Thank you for being on, and take care out there. I know that you have an important job that has to have you out there in the community during this crisis. So thank you very much, and stay safe.
All right. Thank you, Harry. Bye, everyone.